Beyonce has some dark secrets. Here are the top 10 celebrities who tried to warn us about Beyonce. First off, we have Wendy Williams. When Beyonce was set to release her HBO special, Life is But a Dream, Wendy Williams was quick to say, quote, "I am a Beyonce fan and I'm gonna watch her upcoming documentary because fortunately, one of the TVs in our kitchen has closed captioning, so I'll be able to understand what she says." The audience began laughing nervously before Williams went in for the kill. You know, Beyonce can't talk. She sounds like she has a 5th grade education, she says. This did not go over so well with Wendy's audience, who responded with several boos. "Excuse me, I just said I was a fan," she says, "but we have to call a spade a spade." Williams' comments did not go over well with the Beyonce fans. It was also picked up by several media outlets who reported on Williams' commentary. Next up, we have Azealia Banks. Azealia has a lot to say about everything and anything, except her own music that apparently is not doing too well. In 2016, following the release of Beyonce's award-winning album Lemonade, Azealia was quick to respond to writer Ta-Nehisi Coates' praise of Beyonce's work. "I don't think for a second that Beyonce was intelligent enough to come up with any of those ideas on her own," she tweeted. But there's an update on the Azealia Banks Beyonce drama, as just a few weeks ago, Azealia made another comment about her. Beyonce announced details of her new album, Renaissance Act 2, during the Super Bowl, and as soon as the advertisement concluded, Beyonce released the project's first 2 songs, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. And the banjo twang of the former and the slow pacing of the latter both seem to confirm ongoing speculation that Beyonce was planning on releasing a country album. Now, Azealia Banks has spoken up, warning her fellow performer that she was making a huge mistake. In an Instagram Stories post, she said about the new material, quote, "Nothing country about it. You're setting yourself up to be ridiculed again. There's a theatrical element to country music. The critics are not going to accept an ugly blonde wig and bullying from Jay-Z. It's giving big-time musical grift." Yes, black girls can make country music, she continued, but you're just really not hitting the button. Our next point is not about a celebrity, but actually about a movement that's insane. There's a movement going around for the last decade that believes that Beyonce is associated with the Illuminati and is trying to take down America. Beyonce and her husband Jay-Z have long been the subject of conspiracy theories and wild fantasies. The idea is that the two are members of the Illuminati and are secretly ushering a revolution, a new world order, and brainwashing the public through their music videos and dance routines. Untangling the complexities of the Illuminati conspiracy would require its own video, but in a nutshell, conspiracy theorists allege that the world is run by an ancient cabal of cultists who communicate through secret signals, sometimes concealed within the music videos. But it's a bit weird that these supposedly all-powerful celebs can't just speak privately or send text messages to, but essentially that is the idea. For several years, Jay-Z has, during his performances, made a hand signal that forms a triangle. This is supposedly meant to represent a diamond and has become synonymous with Jay-Z and his record label. Occasionally though, Beyonce will also flash this hand signal, likely in support of her husband. Thus, conspiracy theorists believe that both Jay-Z and Beyonce are in the Illuminati. Next up, let's discuss Beyonce's fake pregnancy. TMZ alleged that Beyonce's 2011 pregnancy was fake. I know it sounds insane, but in 2011, the internet was buzzing with rumors that Beyonce was not really pregnant and that she was wearing a fake stomach in an elaborate cover-up scheme. A controversial video actually went viral online, and that even fueled the fire more. Beyonce appeared on an Australian TV show called Sunday Night wearing a tight red dress that accentuated her baby bump. But when she sits down in her chair, her baby bump appears to collapse inward, leading many to believe that it's not her real stomach after all, but a prosthetic device intended to deceive. But why would she be fake pregnant? There were rumors that she had hired a surrogate mother to carry the kid, so she didn't have to put her body through the strains of being pregnant. Next up, we have Kid Rock. The Born Free and cowboy singer threw some serious shade at Beyonce in an interview with Rolling Stone, published a few years ago after the release of his new album, First Kiss. He told Rolling Stone he is, quote, flabbergasted by the attention attention she receives. Beyonce to me doesn't have an effing purple rain, but she's the biggest thing on earth, he says. How can you be that big without at least one Sweet Home Alabama? People are like, Beyonce's hot. She got a nice butt. I'm like, cool. I like skinny white chicks. Doesn't really do much to me. Beyonce has not responded to Kid Rock's very offensive remarks. However, the Beyonce fans have taken action to defend their Grammy Award-winning queen in a way only Beyonce fans could, by flooding Kid Rock's Instagram page with bee emojis. And then Kid Rock posted a photo of bee repellent. Yikes. Next up, we have Piers Morgan. When Beyonce released Lemonade in 2016, Azealia Banks was not the only celebrity who wasn't pleased with her. In a Daily Mail article, Piers Morgan criticized Beyonce by calling her militant. In a tweet sharing the article, Morgan said, quote, "I prefer the old Beyonce, the one who didn't use grieving mothers to shift records and further fill her already massively enriched purse." Morgan also recalls interviewing Beyonce at President Barack Obama's inaugural ball and meeting a very bright, warm, funny, sharp star that pains to be seen as an entertainer and musician and not as a black woman who sings. He remembers the singer when asked if she ever experienced racism in her childhood, saying, "I feel with my career I've broken barriers. I don't think people think about my race anymore." Now it seems to be the complete opposite, Piers says. The new Beyonce wants to be seen as a black woman activist first and foremost, and then entertainer and musician second. He then questions Beyonce's intentions for showing the grieving mothers of Mike Brown and Trayvon Martin in her video for Lemonade, contending that both women were exploited to promote the album. Next up, let's discuss Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister. In a viral video years and years ago, Solange was seen hitting Beyonce's husband Jay-Z in an elevator after he allegedly cheated on Beyonce. Jay-Z's album 444 alluded to him being unfaithful. He wrote, "Look, I apologize. I often womanize. Took for my child to be born to see through a woman's eyes." The rapper and Beyonce had planned to do a joint album years ago, but ended up doing solo records instead. "We were using our art almost like a therapy session, and we started making music together. And then the music that she was making at the time was further along, so her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on." Next up, we have 50 Cent. 50 Cent has never come out and said the words "I hate Beyonce," but during multiple interviews over the years, the rapper has implied he's not the biggest fan of Queen Bee or her husband Jay-Z. Speaking to People in 2015, 50 Cent defended the Grammys' decision to award Album of the Year to Beck over Beyonce's album, saying Beck produced his own record. He wrote it. There's 11 producers on Beyonce's album. That is a fair analysis and not necessarily an insult, but let's take a little deeper. A year prior, as Beyonce and Jay-Z tried to move on from leaked security footage showing Beyonce's sister Solange attacking Jay-Z in an elevator, 50 Cent publicly recalled a time Beyonce allegedly confronted him inside a Las Vegas nightclub. One time, Beyonce jumped off of a ledge and came running over because she thought me and Jay-Z were having issues, he told a radio station. And I'm like, what the F? Did she really just bump and run up on me like that? She bugged out at me. Next up, we have Etta James. Beyonce earned arguably the best reviews of her entire movie career playing legendary singer Etta James in the 2008 flick Cadillac Records. She even attended the Los Angeles premiere of the movie with Etta James, suggesting that the two were on friendly terms, at least professionally. Apparently, this was not the case. During a 2009 concert, Etta James, who died in 2012, made it very, very clear she was not happy about Beyonce singing her iconic 1961 song At Last at President Barack Obama's inaugural ball in 2008. "I tell you, that woman he had singing for him, singing my song, she's gonna get her butt whipped," she says. The great Beyonce, I cannot stand her. Etta James said Beyonce has, quote, "no business being up there singing on a big ol' President Day and singing my song that I have been singing forever." Lastly, we have Rihanna, who allegedly has some beef with Queen Bee. Apparently, the work singer wants Jay-Z back, and that is why she is casting some shade. Rihanna and Jay-Z have known one another since 2004 when the young singer from Barbados was called into the offices at Def Jam Recordings where Jay-Z worked as the president. Rihanna has since admitted to being incredibly nervous about meeting him and told The Guardian in 2007 she didn't actually get nervous until she was face to face with the man who would change her life. As she put it, I was like, oh god, he's right there, I can't look. I can't look. Before Beyonce married Jay-Z, Rihanna and him were constantly seen in paparazzi photos looking pretty cozy with each other. To further fan the hate flame, Rihanna also favorited a tweet once